Welcome to Mr. Wong's class on ICT. This is about this design cycle. This is a linear design model. It has 6 phases. Linear just means you go from the start until you get to the end. Normally, you do identify problems, you generate ideas, you produce a response. Sometimes you do evaluate. This is one design model. There are others. This is a circular design, also called a design cycle. It has certain phases in it: identify problem, determine parameters, conduct research, generate solutions, choose the best solution, implement solution, test and evaluate, redesign and refine, and you start all over again. Here's another that is slightly different. And here's another that takes on many different paths. And last but not least, this was the one for IB. The main phases are investigate, plan, create, and evaluate. Okay, and there's sub phases as well. You want to get used to doing all these phases. You don't necessarily have to do them in this order, but it is the regular order: investigate, plan, create, evaluate, and you can move between any of the ones that you need as problems arise. If you want to be professional, you need to follow this order and do each phase properly. If you're doing software designing, you want to identify the problem. Suppose it's a game. Okay? You want to investigate the idea of the game. What's the parameters of the game? In the second phase, you want to plan. So here's where you want to design the product. You want to have all your features. And you want to also plan how long it takes. So this is usually called the project timeline. And the cost. These two are hard to do, the timeline and the cost. These two require experience in programming. As you're learning, the timeline is going to be reduced because you're going to get faster in coding. And cost is related to how long it takes. Sometimes cost isn't a factor. Sometimes the person who wants the product is only concerned with the timeline. Say they might want to say, let's get this project done in a year or 6 months. Okay, create. This is where you actually do your coding. This is making artwork or making sound, or it could just be gathering assets. Okay, so you could be making it, or you could just be finding it somewhere. Evaluate. This is an important phase. Once you create your product, you want people to test it. This could be end users. So this could be an alpha test or a beta test. But you need other people testing your product to see if it suits their needs. A lot of times people create products to suit their own needs, but they don't create it to suit other people's needs. So this is an important phase. After this phase, you might go back to here and decide how you need to improve your product and go through the circle again, or just jump around from the different phases. When you're starting out, you'll want to be using the main phases. As you get better, you'll want to use all these other sub-phases. And using a methodology will help you create better products. And that's it for this lesson.